Woo! YouTube Nation, what's going on? Back deadlifts. Why is exercising our back super important? Well, for one, technology, tech neck. Many people are in this position way too many hours in a day. This is terrible on our neck. It's terrible on our posture. It's terrible on our energy. A lot of people working, we're more sedentary. A lot of people are working in an office. They're slumped forward. They're not aware of their posture. If we want to walk like this and be strong and agile, I'm 54 now, in our 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, we got to focus on the muscles on the back side of our body. Our spinal erector muscles, all the muscles from up here, your upper traps, that line your spine down through your glutes, your hamstrings on the back. I'm going to cover as much as I can on the deadlift. Anybody can do the deadlift, and try to answer some of your questions on how to do them more effectively and efficiently and safely. Anybody can do the deadlift, okay? It's got to be a progression though. Why do I like the deadlift so much? Because if you want to burn fat and gain muscle and get strong in a safe, time-efficient manner, you eventually have to evolve into doing basic compound movements with weights. Don't fall in the trap of trying to diet fat off and doing cardio it off. That's a good start. It's better than sitting on a couch. But if you really want to be effective and efficient with a lifestyle workout routine, you need to gravitate towards lifting and lowering weights safely, slowly, and controlled mind-muscle connection to burn the fat off and strengthen the muscles, and eat more food while you get leaner, meaner, and friskier. So here we go. So here's what I would say for entry level, someone who's had back injuries or is scared to deadlift or has never deadlifted before. And let's just say this, you can hurt your back severely by bending over and picking up a pencil off the floor if there's some fat, if you're sedentary and you don't have control of your hips, and you bend over with a flat butt, which is an anterior tilt of your hips, to pick a pencil up off the floor. All right, I worked at UPS for 15 years. Before 2000, when I became a full-time trainer, I had to instinctively learn how to lift and lower 70 to 100 pound boxes 300 to 500 times a day. You learn how to properly lift. If you're not taught it, you're gonna get hurt. So it's chest open, blades back, and then you bend over to pick up a pencil off the floor like that to give your spine a better chance of being safe, okay? So here we go. Here's the entry-level way to start to strengthen the muscles on the back side of your body, your spinal erector muscles, for someone who's sedentary, injured. There you go, that's enough. All right, so it's called a bird dog. So here we go. Hopefully you can see me. A bird dog is simply getting down on all fours. And a good exercise first is a couple yoga stretches like a cat. You round out your upper back, mid-back to the ceiling, and then a cow. And then you drop your tummy down towards the floor, and that's called a cow. And now your vertebrae are starting to move differently in a cat and a cow. This is a child's pose. Take a big breath in and exhale. Just let your body and spine sink into the floor. It's a great movement therapy for anybody. I don't care if you're young, old, experienced in weight training or not. It's very good to get those vertebrae moving this way. All right, so now, not a cat, not a cow, neutral spine, right arm out, left leg out. Look up. Look up. Drive your heel up into the ceiling, feel your butt a little bit more. Do 8 to 10 on one side. Now I alternate the other side. Left arm, right leg. Left arm, right leg, look up. Left arm, right leg, look up. On the last 2 reps, micro reps, 3, 2, 1. 2 or 3 micro reps on the last 2 of anything is going to get an extra good burn in there. It's called a bird dog. After some yoga moves, that's going to start to move the vertebrae and warm everything up. That's the first step for anybody to start to work the spinal erector muscles that are responsible for deadlifting. Okay? I want to back up. The deadlift, the squat, the bench press, are all basic compound movements that where you can get the most bang for your buck for burning fat off by building muscle. Nothing gets your heart rate higher than a proper set of squats and a proper set of deadlifts, okay? You can feel it. All right, so entry-level deadlift, if someone's never deadlifted before, a couple 30-pound dumbbells, nice and light. Chest open, blades back at the top. I'll get over here so you can see me from the side. Butt back. Once the bar or the handle, the resistance passes the knees, drop the buns a little bit. Chest open, blades back at the top. Butt back. Drop the body down. Drop the knee, bend the knees. Drop the buns a little bit. Open muscles at chest open at the top. So here's where a lot of people have a little confusion. Chest open at the top. All right, so if you keep your butt higher, this is basically called a stiff-legged deadlift. You're gonna get more action into the buns, your glutes, and your hamstrings, your lower body. Okay? See the difference? Now, once the bar or the resistance passes the knees, if you bend the knees and drop the buns, now you're going to get more of your back into the deadlift. Your butt and your back. If you drop the buns too much, then you're more legs. So there's 3 different techniques. So I like a happy medium. I like keeping my butt a little high. You can get a nice focus on the buns, the lower back, and the mid back. I like to drop the buns just a little bit, about right in there. All right, here's another little unique technique that I love to throw in here to the dumbbell deadlift. Here we go, this is a big one. At the top, chest open. Drive those elbows up. Man, it's awesome at hitting your upper back and your trap area. I'll turn around this way. So keeping the butt a little high, works more of the hamstrings and the buns and lower back. At the top, chest open. Turn the palms towards the mirror in front of you or the one in front of you a little bit. The pinky dumbbell head hits you in the butt cheek and drive those elbows high. That's really gonna give you a very unique feeling. 3, 2, 1. Do the 3 micro reps on the last 2 repetitions. That unique movement's gonna really get in your upper trap, upper back, rhomboid area, which is the thick muscles that line the spine underneath your traps. So I know that's a lot of information, but it's very, very effective. Okay, so now that would be the first deadlift exercise that someone could gravitate towards if they've never deadlifted before, if they're sedentary, if they're worried about hurting their back. Everybody's hurt their back in the past. When I was 21, after my football career with a 40-inch belly, football weight, sleeping on my stomach on my child's mattress, I woke up one day, my spine was locked up. I couldn't walk, couldn't go to work at UPS because I'd been working at UPS 3 in the morning till 8 in the morning before college classes and then before football. And so that was the start of me figuring out how to improve my spine without surgeries or medications. I've seen dozens and dozens of chiropractors through the past, learned a little bit here, a little bit there. My spine, knock on wood, has never been this healthy at 54. And I'm talking 14 years of football, tons of pounding, but I work really hard on my spine health. So the next exercise to gravitate towards is the free weight barbell dumbbell. Anybody can do it. I'm going to demonstrate 3 or 4 different techniques about it on how to do it. There's a lot of confusion. You know, how, and in the end of this video, I'll talk about sets and reps ideas for you. It's different for everybody, depending on what your goal is. So comment below and we can chat it out if you have some questions. Another question I get a lot is, should I use straps for grip aids? Everybody's got a different opinion. What I find works really well for me and my clients is use hand straps the first half of your back workout or the first half of your deadlifts. I'm sorry. Do not use straps the first half of the session. The best way to strengthen up your forearms and your hand grip to get stronger and feel the muscles better, you can feel the metal, you can feel everything better, is to go just hands. It's gonna make them work hard. They're gonna burn a little bit. Your forearm's gonna burn. It's the best way to strengthen up your grip is to do lifting, deadlifting with no grip aids. All right. Then the second half of the deadlift routine or your back workout, then use hand straps when your hand grips get fatigued. When your personal grip gets fatigued, then you use hand straps to take the focus and tension off the hands since they're already fatigued. Then we can feel the more mind-muscle connection in the back that we're going for. So it's sort of the best of both worlds. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate a set of squats here. I'm probably not gonna be able to talk too much because I want to give you a good set so you can see what it's like, and the heart rate's really high at the end. I'll maybe talk for 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll just go from there, and you guys can chat it out, ask me questions down below. So sets and reps. Basically start now. If you haven't done it before, keep the reps relatively high. Try to get to failure where it's really hard in the 12 to 15 rep range, okay? Then you can progress towards bringing it down after maybe a month into the 8 to 12 rep range to get to failure at the end of the set. I say 2 or 3 sets to failure is plenty when you go slower with the rep speed, when you perfect the movements and use the micro repetitions on the last 2 repetitions of every set to fatigue the muscle, tear the muscle fiber down in a good, healthy way, which is our goal with weight training. I'm a big advocate that we can get more done in less sets and reps if we work on the mind-muscle connection and perfecting the movements. So I'm gonna do 1 set here. A lot of people are a little confused on, should I start off the floor? Should I hit the floor and come back up? Should I stop in the floor and reconnect and then reset? I'm gonna show you what I think is ideal, and I've done it wrong in the past, but this is what I feel like is ideal. The first half to 3/4 of the set of barbell deadlifts off the floor, I like to set it down, don't use momentum, take a second to reset, and then maybe retighten up that lower back. That's really important. Because a lot of people who get fatigued, they round out that lower back and then they're coming up like this. That's not good. You want to reset and get that anterior tilt, big booty out the back, and tighten up that lower back, big breath in, and then explode up. Versus if you don't set her down, you tend to get here, roundness in the back where there's more of a chance of an injury. Okay, so here we go. Here's my set. And with my deadlift, I like to, just like the dumbbells, that I showed you on the dumbbells, I like to chest open, plates back, chest open, sternum up, to feel the 1 to 2 second squeeze tension in the upper back. That's a unique part of my deadlift technique that's pretty rare. So if you've never done that, try it before. And like with dumbbells, don't forget this part of the back movement, because it really, really is one of the most unique trap movements that you'll ever see, because it hits the rhomboids, the thick spiraling erector muscles underneath the traps. You work those and it pushes your traps up and makes the traps look even bigger, trapezius. All right, so here we go. Can you see me? I hope you can. I'm gonna give you a pretty good effort. It's pretty much all out, so maybe you guys can pick up something visually that I'm not communicating to you. Not too, I say feet shoulder width apart, square straight ahead. There is a stance like this, wide, toes out, heels in. It's called sumo. It's a little bit a whole nother topic of conversation. I have done sumo style in the past, works more your hamstrings, maybe safe around the lower back. If you're interested, I'll shoot a video on my version of the sumo deadlifts. But my main go-to is shoulder width straight ahead, grip a little bit wider than that so the thighs fit right inside your hands. So here we go. Want to make sure that I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me from the side. You want to make sure that the bar comes really touching the skin on the shins. You want to lean back, weight through the heels. You want to take that roundness out of the lower back and mid back by dropping the buns. And for 2-3 seconds, starting
to act like you're trying to stand up and pull the weight off the floor, but not doing it, and that tightens the lower back up versus staying loose. Tighten that lower back up, take a big breath in, lean back on the heels. Let that air out, chest open, blaze back at the top. Butt back. Set her down, tighten her up. Time that breath. Out. Reset, drop the buns. Chest open, blaze back to the top. I'll turn around so you can see me a little bit better. Different angle this way. Set her down, slow and controlled, drop the buns. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with going down and up without resetting, as long as it's controlled. Something like this. On the last part of the set. Ooh. Last 2 reps. 3, 2. Ooh. Nice. Last one. 3. Ooh. Ooh. Making the noises is a way of getting the air out at the proper time. Whew. Some people do believe in the old school tight weight belt around the waistline, real tight. Just on the last set, that's the heaviest set. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you don't want to wear the weight belt all the time during the whole session, because then it starts to have your inner ab muscles not work, and they get weaker that way. But you can use the belt on the last set or 2. So there you go. There's my tips on how to build a better back smartly with the deadlift exercise. Some of you may think, veterans may think, the technique I did at the end where you're coming up without getting reset may be a little dangerous, and the micro reps, taps on the last 2 repetitions are a little bit risky. I don't think so. I've been doing it for years. It feels right, gets an extra unique burn in the muscle for muscle confusion, and it feels right to me. My client's been doing it for years. So chat out below what you think, ask me some questions, and I want to leave you with one parting thought. I absolutely know that everybody watching this video has the power to change and to listen to their body, listen to their workout, listen to their choices, and go towards a better version of themselves. You do have the power to change to make the rest of your life the best of your life.